Did you know that in tourism marketing, almost all search is local search? This is lecture 3.7, Local SEO. Here we go. You may not think about someone searching from London in Italy as local search because, well, it isn't local at all, right? But that isn't how the search engines see it. You see, let's pretend for a moment you're in London and you're looking for a place in Scalea, Italy. You're going to type in Scalea, Italy pizza. That is a local search, even though you're all the way off in London. So local search is critical to the tourism industry. Now, how do you succeed in local search? Well, one of the very first things you're going to have to worry about is something called the citation. What's a citation? Well, it's primarily your address and your phone number and the name of your business. It's very important that you do this the exact same every time. So in your Facebook page, if you put the area code, the first three numbers in a parentheses, then ... dash, do it the same way every time. If you put a space or a period between the numbers and the breaks, do it the exact same way every time. Because you want to make sure that Google knows your Facebook page is connected to your website. You want to get credit for all your internet properties, no matter where they happen to be. Let me show you something.
I thought I would start off by showing you what the problem could be. And to do that, I'm going to take a really generic search. In this case, Bill's Beach Shop. And we find Big Bill's Beach Stuff, Wild Bill's Beach Dogs, and Bill's Sport Shop and Bill's Camera. You see, Google doesn't really know what I'm looking for. And since these particular places are not close to my current location, as you can see, Wild Bill's is off in Florida, Google really doesn't know what to show me. And so we're very interested in this. We wish we had something like this show up in a search for our business. And the way we're going to accomplish that is we're going to let Google know who we are. And we're going to do that by going over to the grid here, and it shows all of the available apps and services Google currently has. We're going to click More one time, and there's one called Google My Business. This is very important because this is where Google is pulling information for services like Search, Google Maps, and G+. Now, if you have a smartphone, you already know that is called a hamburger. We're going to click the hamburger in the corner and click Add a Location. Once we do that, we'll be presented with a map of our business, of our country, and we'll go ahead and find the business that we're looking for. Once we do that, we'll fill in all the appropriate information, and we'll wind up with something that looks like this. This, by the way, is one of my accounts. 9.5 thousand clicks over views over the last 30 days, and 82 of those have gone on to click, and they've got very good reviews. And these are different options that I can use with my business. Now, this is really kind of important because this allows Google to tie the website into the address and with the business hours and phone number. All of this is necessary so that when we go to search, remember, let me show you. Remember back over here, when we go to search, we want this kind of information to pop up about us. And before that's going to happen, we're going to have to give Google enough information that they could create something like this for us.
One of the other things you can do is called GeoTagging. GeoTagging is where you can put location information both inside your website and inside any photographs on your website. You see, in your photographs, there's something called metadata. And you can take the metadata in your photograph and make it available to Google. What you'll want to do, and unfortunately, of course, I don't know what software you have on your computer. I can't tell you exactly where to find it, but go into your computer and find the metadata in your image editing software and add the latitude and longitude of where the photograph was taken at, especially pictures that were taken near your place of business. The other thing you can do is add Google Maps to your directions page on your website. Obviously, Google has access to Google Maps, and if you have a map that is office location or store location, Google can use that information in local search. Very important, very good stuff, and it will help Google locate you for local search.
Here's another website I would really like to introduce you to. This one is called Search Engine Land, and I really recommend you go over and check these guys out. Once again, searchengineland.com. This particular article is all about the ranking signals for local. And as you can see, external local signals, 15%. Now, NAP is name, address, and phone number, much the same thing as the citation that we've been talking about. That is 15%. And if you look over here at review signals, it's another 10%. Those two items by themselves account for a full quarter of your search result for local search. So what we want to do is just for fun, I typed in world's best beaches. I don't really know what that is going to include, but TripAdvisor says the #1 beach in the world is called Grace Bay, and it's off in the Turks and Caicos. So let's go use that as our example. And as you would expect, when we search that one thing, we're going to find TripAdvisor at the top. But what I'm interested in is finding places where we may be able to link our tourism-based business. As you can see, hotels.com. Are you listed with them? Travelocity, they're big. By the way, these big review sites like that, a lot of times you can get a basic listing with them for free. I strongly recommend you do that. Think about it this way. Would you like to use the pictures you load onto their sites, or do you want some random customer who may or may not have enjoyed his stay loading pictures up for you? You really should claim as many of these sites as possible. Here's one that you may not have your business listed on. familyvacationcritic.com. That's a good place to get backlinks. Here's cheapcaribbean.com, independenttraveler.com, booking.com. I know you've heard of them. So here's Kayak. We've got all of these pretty good size organizations, and we want to make sure that we are listed with each of them. Foursquare is another one. Now, you don't think of Foursquare as local, but they really are. Here we've typed in Grace Bay, and as we go down, we're going to see that we are listed with them, and that our listing, if we happen to own the Tiki Hut Eatery here, has all the information, and folks can check in. Now, I've got something to say about something like Foursquare and all these check-ins and reviews. You probably don't want to become deeply involved with these guys beyond who you are and this basic information like we have here, unless you're really prepared to go visit them every couple of days. And I'll tell you why. Let's pretend we went to Fish Fry, our number 13 here, and it's a fun outing, just trying different things, and they've got a 7.7 out of 10 for a rating. What happens if you go and you leave a negative review and folks come along behind you and read the review? Now, the people at Fish Fry, will pretend, did not respond to that review. What happens is later on, other people who read it think, well, they didn't respond, so this must be true. And in fact, it may not be true at all. So
only marry the social places like this with the review places in particular. Get involved in the ones that you have the time to go back and visit once a day or once every other day and really make it your business. If you don't have the time or the staff resources, just fill out the basic things that you can do to make your site look half decent. And of course, in the same vein is Yelp.com. I put in Grace Bay and bars, and as you can see, Yelp didn't really have anything at that location. Now, I didn't just type Yelp by chance. I'll show you something. That's where Apple Maps gets most of their review information. Now, if you get Yelp covered and then you get another one, let's click on this. We see Grace Bay Club has 17 reviews. This is on Apple. So they're 10,000 kilometers away from me. Here's a backlink. Here is, if I click this, it's going to take us over to their website. So this was a good backlink off Apple Maps. Regardless of the business it brings us, it's going to be a good backlink in its own right. And so that makes Yelp worth getting because it's where Apple's getting a lot of this stuff. Now, one of the other things you can do to find local backlinks is go to these calendars. If you're a half-decent local business, you're probably participating in the local community anyway. And so let's say you are part of the Junkanoo Jump Up celebration. Well, you really should contact these guys, make sure that they know about you and that they have your website address so they can put your address and your information on their website. See, you might well be participating in local events anyhow and not thinking about how that may affect your local ratings. So it's really a good idea for you to, anytime you do a local thing, go ahead and try to get involved with the organization putting that on. And here's the payoff. This is hotels, and this is called the 3-pack. It's on Google search. I know you've seen that before. And the 3-pack is going to take us to these hotels which are listed above. These are called organic. These are the natural rankings. The guys up above this, see where it says add. I don't want to click on them, add. So they paid for that. These guys did not pay, yet nevertheless, here they are loaded in above all the organic rankings, and you'll notice 3.9 stars, 4 stars, 3.8 stars. So they're getting this based on a lot of these reviews, and that's why I'm saying stuff like this may be really important to you if you need to rank your tourism-related business in that Google 3-pack. So you may also hear the citation referred to as NAP, name, address, phone number. It's the same thing. Don't let that throw you at all. By the way, guys, from the time a person finds you on their mobile device on vacation until they walk through the front door of your business, about 1.7 days. So there's a little bit of a delay in there. Also, remember, folks who are looking for your place, if you happen to have a restaurant, they're looking on restaurant review sites. Don't forget that if you're trying to rank well in mobile. That's going to do it for this time. Next time, it is lecture 3.8, off-site SEO. That's one you want to know about. I'll see you soon.